It shouldn't come as a surprise that the internet is a fertile ground for success. At some point, you've probably wondered, what would it be like to be a millionaire YouTuber? Actually, it's not that shocking, but it is still totally cool that this was the answer. Who wouldn't want to do something they love for the possibility of getting perks like a mansion, fast vehicles, celebrity, and the chance to meet their heroes? But one question that comes up in these discussions, and I'm sure it's something you're all thinking about, is there a cap on how much money can be made on YouTube? No, I'm not referring to the contracts and agreements between you and the video platform that may limit your earnings and the amount of money you generate from advertising. Here and now, we're checking out the whole shebang, from sponsors to swag. And while some of those names were quite predictable, boy, let me tell you, this video gets pretty wild as we take a look at the highest paid persons in the YouTube sector. So, without further ado, here are the wealthiest YouTubers in the world in no particular order. Number 10. Preston Arsment. You can be forgiven for not knowing who Preston is, at least if you're not a Zoomer, despite the fact that he has made over $16 million this year alone. But I would start to be concerned about your mental health if you're not familiar with the type of YouTuber that Preston is. That's right. Our first recommendation is the most overused trope on the internet, the Minecraft YouTuber. For his part, Preston manages a number of popular YouTube channels. This is a growing industry trend that's only going to increase in frequency. Of these, Preston Plays, his primary channel, is the most significant because it features the typical fare of a Minecraft YouTuber. He has racked up nearly 12 million members in just 4 years by uploading plays, challenges, and practically anything else that's trending in the Minecraft world right now. In fact, he doesn't appear to be slowing down anytime soon, as evidenced by the following name on our list. Number 9. Logan Paul. In all likelihood, even your Amish uncle will be familiar with Paul brothers at this point, and it appears that they will be recognized in the years to come. Their jobs are like the mythical Hydra. Remove one head and 2 more quickly appear in its place. Even after all the drama in the globe, this guy is still kicking it for earning a reputation for himself in boxing as the guy who fought Floyd Mayweather, and Vines returns to the list with a whopping $18 million in revenue. You're absolutely correct. Yes, Floyd Mayweather is using his considerable influence to make a truly revolutionary choice by joining the NFT bandwagon early. To put it simply, Logan, I may not know what it is you do, but I have a lot of respect for how well you do it. Number 8. Dude Perfect. You already know they'd be here, and with the easiest and most addicting video-making platform to themselves, it comes as less of a surprise that they pulled in $20 million that year. And even less of a surprise that they've constantly increased the difficulty of their tasks year after year. They've done everything from bench pressing 405 pounds underwater to walking on biplane wings in mid-flight. And it seems they also know how to generate a lot of money on top of their innate ability for coming up with these tasks. Since they are the only persons on our list to be planning a tour, they're third and have a 250-page New York Times bestseller detailing their career highlights. They are on the cusp of becoming true superstars. Number 7. Ryan Kaji. Now, you might have had an inclination as to who the last 2 persons were, but I'd wager my entire channel that you'll never guess who this guy is, at least not by his true name. Because the magic world in the world of Ryan Kaji is toys. That's right, despite several crackdowns on adverts on children's entertainment, the record-breaking YouTube channel still appears to be making a bucket load of money, even if the entire $27 million that he, or more particularly his crew, received this year is less than last. If we're being completely forthright, nobody is undermining it in their minds. Number 6. Nastia. Well, Ryan isn't the only youngster in town by any stretch of the imagination. The Russian-born children's YouTube superstar earned an impressive $28 million in 2017, an increase from the previous year. Her team's spotter arrangement with the platform last year likely contributed to this success by giving the company ownership of her past recordings. Nastya, for those who aren't familiar with her, is like a kid-friendly version of a vlogger, keeping a diary on a regular basis with content including eating, traveling, and other everyday activities, and adding items to an NFT collection. It's not surprising that she's the highest paid woman in the history of YouTube. Number 5. Unspeakable. If the fact that Preston was the only Minecraft YouTuber on the list failed to impress you, then no fear, Unspeakable is here to save the day at number 5 with a staggeringly incredible $28.5 million in earnings. He's not your typical gamer by any stretch of the imagination, but he does appear to have a flair for weird stuff. As an example, he uploaded a video in which he stocked his room with real alligators. While this may seem to have no bearing on Nastia, they actually share one crucial trait. Aside from himself, he is a product of the spotter's buying strategy. He claims he sold his content rather than wait for the films to generate revenue, and that this strategy let him rapidly expand his firm and land on this list. Number 4. Rhett and Link. One of the most recognizable duos on the platform, Rhett and Link have risen steadily their excellent mythical empire to include other ventures like the Mythical Kitchen, hosted by Josh Scherer, and the Mythical Accelerator, a venture fund that strives to invest in rising YouTube stars like the currently viral Jarvis Johnson. Both the 4th place spot and the accompanying $30 million are well-deserved rewards for these two. Number 3. Markiplier. Markiplier, the only member of the YouTuber gaming triumvirate of him, PewDiePie, and Jacksepticeye to make it into this list, is not only a YouTube superstar, but his work as an entrepreneur is sincerely awe-inspiring, as evidenced by the fact that he earned his reported $38 million by promoting a very special line of merch celebrating Unisanus, a show he co-hosted with fellow YouTuber Ethan Nestor Darling, which he later removed from YouTube, generating a lot of nostalgia for the thing. Let's face it, the stereotype of the obnoxious YouTuber is a thing. Now they're at the level where they can go head-to-head with the most famous people and the most successful business people simultaneously. Number 2. Jake Paul. Last but not least, before we announce YouTube's top earner, we have the one and only, wait, him again? Actually, it is the case. One of the most openly criticized YouTubers of all time, and the younger of the Paul brothers. So if Logan Paul is the Hydra, then Jake Paul must be an unavoidable fact of life. What makes it even more fascinating for him is that he is, strangely, the furthest from YouTube of all the people on this list. That's right, despite having generated a massive $45 million last year, which is A-list celebrity money. Even Jake Paul has given up on YouTube. At least I hope you are ready for a curveball, since it turns out that Jake Paul is less of a YouTuber and more of a boxer, using his latter years to boost his ever-expanding boxing legend status. Number 1. Mrbeast. And while he and his astoundingly popular videos keep growing more and more surprising, what's even more surprising is how much he's still able to develop, making about twice what he earned last year and ascending quite a few notches up the hierarchy level. So let's face it, he's one of the few, maybe even the only in recent memory, to create a culinary empire from scratch that can compete with established businesses. If anyone is here to stay, it's Mrbeast, and his $54 million salary puts him ahead of Billie Eilish, Kim Kardashian, Angelina Jolie, and even BTS. The fact that he is also a kind person is a pleasant bonus to the fact that he's the most tremendously powerful force on any platform in history. And on that point, we'll have to wrap up the video for today. I really hope you had fun watching it, and if you did, please show your appreciation by clicking the like button and subscribing for more. That being said, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all the next time.